You open your banking app and see a balance of a few thousand euros. It has your name on it. You assume that money is yours. Legally, it is not. The exact moment you deposit cash into a bank account, you cease to be the legal owner of that money. The property rights transfer entirely to the institution. That number glowing on your screen is not stored currency waiting in a vault. It is a ledger of debt. It is the nominal value of collection rights you hold against the bank. They are showing you exactly how much money they owe you. Take a look at this physical 50 euro banknote. This is an asset. It does not depend on the solvency of a financial institution. It is not a promise to pay. It is the final link in the financial chain, completely unburdened by counterparties. Yet, modern regulations deliberately push you away from this asset. Since 2021, the Spanish state has banned cash transactions over 1,000 euros. This forces a distinct legal reality. To make a significant purchase in the economy, you are mandated by law to surrender your tangible property to a bank and accept their digital debt in return. This dual-column ledger tracks a 50 euro physical deposit. The moment the cash goes into the bank's till, it becomes an asset owned by the bank. Simultaneously, the bank creates a 50 euro digital liability, a deposit on demand, which is what you see in your app. As the ledger expands, a second person asks for a loan. The bank doesn't hand over your physical cash. Instead, an employee types a new 45 euro balance into the borrower's account. They have created new digital debt. Two separate banking apps now show spendable balances, your 50 euros and the borrower's 45 euros. Both of you believe you possess fully spendable funds, but in the physical world, only a single 50 euro bill exists. This branching data tree maps the compounding effect. The borrowed 45 euros is spent, deposited into a second bank, and a fraction is loaned out again. The cycle repeats, multiplying the digital debt exponentially. This mechanism is called endogenous money creation. Under a fractional reserve system, the vast majority of the money supply is never minted by a government. It's keystroked into existence by private banks. Generating savings requires trading hours of physical labor, stress, and deferred consumption. A bank generates the exact same purchasing power instantly through a frictionless keystroke. Historically, interest was the price paid to someone for delaying their own consumption. But if a bank invents the loaned money on the spot, they have sacrificed nothing. No prior savings were actually exchanged. This is the Bank for International Settlements Tower in Switzerland. After the 2008 financial crisis, global regulators met to draft the Basel III Accords. To justify charging interest on keystroked money, the financial sector redefined interest. It's now classified as a fee charged for assuming the risk of default. That creates a severe asymmetry. The bank risks capital it invented out of thin air in a matter of seconds. The borrower risks years of stored life energy to repay it. In economics, this separation of action and consequence is known as moral hazard. The structure incentivizes banks to lend aggressively because every new loan generates interest income. The system privatizes the profits of digital money creation while socializing the severe risks onto the physical labor of the working class. Because a bank issues multiple digital claims against every physical asset, its survival depends on repayment. If a fraction of these keystroked loans fail, the bank's liabilities outstrip its assets. It becomes mathematically insolvent. To stabilize this highly leveraged architecture, the banking sector relies on an ultimate, risk-free client, a client that absorbs massive amounts of debt and never defaults. That client is the sovereign state. The state is the perfect borrower because it holds a monopoly on violence and taxation. If it needs funds, it can legally compel millions of citizens to hand over a portion of their labor to guarantee the loan. This flowchart illustrates the hidden pipeline. When you surrender your physical cash to the bank, those assets are quietly redirected to purchase vast amounts of state-issued government bonds. You end up financing the government from two directions. You fund it explicitly through mandatory taxation on your income, and you fund it implicitly when the banking system harvests your savings to buy public debt. Following the cycle to its conclusion reveals the ultimate loop. You trade your labor to pay taxes. The state uses those taxes to pay interest to the bank. The bank collects that interest to remain solvent enough to continue displaying your digital IOU on a screen. The system requires you to work twice for the exact same money, once to earn the salary, and a second time to finance the sovereign debt required to keep the illusion of your ownership alive.